Urgent Philadelphia Eagles fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Philadelphia Eagles updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey, Eagles fans, hold on to your seats because today's news is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing and potentially game-changing stories of the offseason. And trust me, this isn't just any rumor or speculation, there's real substance behind it. We're talking about the possibility that the Philadelphia Eagles might be eyeing a surprising move in the wide receiver department, one that could shake up the entire roster and set the stage for what many are already calling a potential championship run in 2025. Now, I know what you're thinking, what could possibly be so big? Well, let's dive into it, because this story involves a 5-time Pro Bowl veteran, a player who's still unsigned, and a team that's always looking to improve, especially when it comes to that explosive aerial attack. To start, let's revisit what's been happening with the Eagles' receiver room. Last season, despite facing some injuries and inconsistent production from some of their key players, the Eagles managed to make a deep playoff run, ultimately falling just short of the Super Bowl. And one of the big talking points was the lack of consistent, big play production from some of their wideouts, especially behind the star duo of A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Those two are clearly the heart and soul of Philly's aerial attack, but beyond them, the team has been searching for that reliable third receiver who can step up, make plays, and give Jalen Hurts even more options to work with. Now, last year, the Eagles front office made a bold move by trading for Jahan Dotson from Washington. Remember that? It was a rare interdivision deal, and the Eagles gave up some draft capital to bring in the former first-round pick. Dotson was inserted immediately as the number 3 receiver, and while he was given the opportunity, the production didn't quite match expectations. Despite flashes of talent, he only managed around 216 yards and a few key plays during the season, and the team declined his 5th-year option, which meant he was heading into a contract year in 2025. So, naturally, fans and analysts have been wondering, what's next for Dotson? Will he be able to take that next step? Or will the Eagles look elsewhere to fill that role? Here's where things get really interesting. The team didn't make much of a splash in the receiver market during the offseason, aside from bringing in Terrence Marshall Jr., a talented LSU product, but that's hardly a game-changer. With the NFL draft now behind us, the Eagles have the freedom to explore the free agent pool without risking their future compensatory picks. And, believe it or not, some of the most intriguing veterans remain unsigned, including none other than Amari Cooper. Yes, the 5-time Pro Bowler, a guy who's been one of the most consistent and productive receivers over the past decade, is still available on the open market. And that's a huge red flag for Eagles fans, because Cooper's name keeps popping up in the speculation world as a potential target for the Eagles. Kevin Patra from NFL.com recently put Philadelphia on the map as a possible landing spot for Cooper, and honestly, the logic checks out. Cooper, who's now 31, has had a stellar career despite playing on some less-than-stellar teams. His skill set is undeniable. He's a route runner extraordinaire, a possession receiver who can make those tough catches in tight coverage, and he's proven he can produce in big moments. The thing is, his recent years have seen him bouncing around, traded from Cleveland to Buffalo last year, and although he played a limited role in the Bills' offense, he showed a willingness to accept a secondary role behind their young playmakers. That's key because it indicates he might be open to signing with a team like the Eagles, where he'd come in as a veteran presence and a serious threat to elevate the passing game. And here's the kicker, Philadelphia has roughly $25 million in cap space right now. That's a significant amount, especially considering they still need to sign their rookie draft class and address some other roster needs. But it's not just about the money, it's about the opportunity. For Cooper, coming to Philly could mean chasing that elusive Super Bowl ring. You see, Cooper's been around the league for 10 years now, and while he's had some incredible seasons, he's yet to hoist that Lombardi trophy. The Eagles, with their reigning NFC Championship appearance and a roster that's still young and talented, could be the perfect landing spot for him to chase that dream. Now, let's talk about the actual football fit. What would signing Cooper mean for the Eagles' offense? Well, first, it would give Jalen Hurts an elite veteran target who's been there, done that, and knows how to get open in critical moments. Cooper's experience in big games, his precise route running, and his ability to make contested catches would complement A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith perfectly. It would also give the Eagles more flexibility in their offensive schemes, allowing them to deploy 3 wide sets with a legitimate threat on the outside and a reliable, savvy receiver in Cooper. But, of course, some fans might be asking, would the Eagles really ditch Jahan Dotson for a veteran like Cooper? That's a fair question. Dotson, at just 25 years old, is still very much a project, but he flashed enough promise last season to suggest he could develop into a reliable starter later on. Plus, his youth, contract status, and potential upside make him a valuable piece for the future. Cooper, on the other hand, is at the tail end of his prime, and while he could still produce at a high level, he's more of an immediate impact player. So, it's not necessarily about one versus the other but about how the Eagles see their roster evolving in the short and long term. Let's not forget, the Eagles have a history of smart veteran signings, think Julio Jones last year, who come in on affordable deals and prove to be difference makers. That's exactly the kind of move Howie Roseman and his staff are known for. Roseman, after all, has a reputation for being a dynasty Patriots type of general manager, always finding ways to add veteran depth and experience while maintaining flexibility with the cap. And with the team's recent success, there's no reason to believe they won't explore every avenue to make this roster even better. Now, we should also consider the broader picture. The Eagles' offense last year was explosive, led by Jalen Hurts' dual-threat ability, but there's always room for improvement. Injuries to Smith and Brown at times slowed them down, and having that extra veteran presence who can step in and make plays could be just what they need to elevate their game to another level. Cooper's ability to line up on the boundary or in the slot makes him a versatile piece, and his presence might just unlock some additional options for Hurts in crucial moments. Another aspect to consider is how this potential move fits into the Eagles' overall strategy. Philadelphia's roster is built on a core of young, talented players, but they also understand the importance of seasoned veterans, especially at the wide receiver position, where experience can often be the difference maker in close games. Cooper's leadership, work ethic, and proven production could serve as a catalyst for the entire offense, pushing everyone to perform at a higher level. Of course, nothing is guaranteed in free agency. There's always the chance that Cooper might choose a different destination or that the Eagles might prioritize other positions. But the fact remains, this is one of the most intriguing storylines of this offseason. And it really highlights how aggressive Howie Roseman can be when it comes to making bold moves to chase a Super Bowl. We saw it last year with the addition of Jones, and now, the possibility of adding Cooper could be the next chapter in this ongoing quest for NFL dominance. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The Eagles are a team that's not content with just being good, they want to be great, and they're willing to make the tough decisions, even if it means parting ways with promising young players like Dotson. Because in the NFL, success is often about maximizing your roster's potential in the short window you have. And right now, with a championship-caliber roster, a talented quarterback, and a savvy front office, the Eagles are in a prime position to make a splash. So, whether or not they land Amari Cooper, the fact that this conversation is even happening speaks volumes about the team's ambitions. They're looking to add that extra piece, that veteran who can push everyone over the edge. And let's not forget, Cooper's been there, done that, and played in some of the league's biggest games. His experience could be invaluable in a playoff push, especially when the stakes are high and every possession counts. As we follow this story unfold, it's clear that the Philadelphia Eagles are not resting on their laurels. They're constantly striving to improve, to add that missing piece, and to build a roster that's not just competitive but championship-worthy. And whether Cooper ends up in Philly or not, one thing's for sure, the Eagles are making their presence felt this offseason, and fans should be excited about what's to come. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think Cooper would be the perfect addition to solidify the Eagles' receiver core? Or do you believe that the young guys like Dotson are ready to take that leap? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Eagles' future plans. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and insights about your favorite team. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep the Eagles' spirit alive as we head into what promises to be an exciting NFL season ahead.